Hi there, I am back on the pasture that never ever ceases to amaze me. And in fact, I was here about a week ago, but my God, it was cold and snowy, and even though it was a day that you could easily detect on, it wasn't much fun. I couldn't set any of my camera stuff up or anything, it was just too wet. But I did find a couple of really nice things. I found a hammered coin, and I found a crotal bell, one of the best crotal bells I've ever found. So it's well worth coming out for, but just, not ideal for filming. But I did manage a couple of clips, as you've just seen. Anyway, I'm just doing a little bit which is usually quite, I've not found much on, so I thought it'd be a good idea to have a go on it. And I've just found, I promise you, I'm going to show you what it sounds like now I'm plugged in, because it's going to sound now exactly how it sounded in the in real life, because it was on the surface. Well, it wasn't on the surface, but not deep, considering it's 1700 years old and it's the most lovely Roman coin. Now, I know this pasture was ploughed, probably in the wars, but not in living memory, really, unless you're very, very old. And it's beautiful. It's going to clean up so nicely. It's a Constantine commemorative. I can tell that because I can see an emperor, but it's not an emperor. It's the goddess Constantinople facing left, which is unusual for emperors to face, even though they did, and Caesars, Crispus notably. But I know it's Constantinople because I can see the reverse, which is winged victory on the prow. And these were lovely coins minted in the 4th century, in about 335 AD, and by Constantinople. He minted this alongside a Roman coin. I'll put a photograph of the Roman commemorative now, and mainly to say that, okay, I've moved the empire, the head of the empire, over to Constantinople, which was Byzantium, on the banks of the Bosphorus, between Greece and Turkey, but I haven't forgotten Rome at all. Rome is still incredibly important. So he produced a coin for Constantinople and a coin for Rome. The Roman one had the she-wolf feeding Romulus and Remus, and this is the Constantinople one. And it's just so exciting finding Roman coins in pasture, especially on a bit that doesn't throw up an awful lot usually. So what a lovely start. I'm absolutely thrilled. And as I said, that's going to clean up beautifully. I'll show you a photograph of it now. Well, I've just finished filming that bit. Here's the whole of the last one, and just here. Sounds deeper, but it's a lovely signal. I don't think it's a small Roman coin, but I don't think it's rubbish either. I always say in this, when I'm in this field, I don't dig anything close to the surface. If it gives me a double beep, I leave it. Anything deeper than that, I'll consider. But then again, I found a Roman coin which did sound very close to the surface, and well, just depends what you're in the mood for and how much time you've got, obviously. Still in here. That's a good 7 or 8 inches now, but it sounded like that. God, I hope it's not iron. Yeah, it could be now. Good conditions today. Well, it's not iron, but it does sound a bit leady. Yeah. What did I say? That was deep. And an enormous chunk of lead. Blimey. Well, that's bloody old, whatever it is. I don't know what it's for. It's got a hole going right through the centre. Gosh, if anyone knows, I mean, wow. That's not going to win any beauty competitions. But it's, yeah, that's old. That's proper old. Gosh, it's quite windy. I hope you can hear me. I'm getting quite good at shielding the mic these days, so let's just hope. That's just bloody perfect for here. Probably turned out to be rubbish now, but it's nice and small and it's deep and it's not iron. That just gives all the. And if it's no good, I've got something quite interesting to show you anyway. Having a good day so far. It's really nice to be out. It's not the most beautiful day, but it's just. Yeah, come on. I'm hopeful about this. To see, I like hearing how it sounds. Well, that's lead, I think. That's a musket ball. Nope. Well, that's rather lovely. God, it's not a musket ball. It's the most beautiful strap end. It's got lovely original gilding on it. You can see where the pin and the buckle would have gone, and this would have presumably have attached to the, you know, the leather just coming out like that. You can see where it's doubled over like that. Gosh, how wonderful. I don't know how old it is. I'm guessing medieval. But there's some lovely design sort of flowers on there like that. And if the camera can pick that up, all that design and all that gilding. Gosh, I knew that sand, that had all the right, that had everything going for it, that, everything. And it's a really lovely artefact. Gosh, wow. Well, we found Roman, possibly medieval, some very old lead, wonderful things, and then this. This was deep as well. And I got so excited because of the depth, and it is still exciting. I think our American cousins would find it less so, because it's a little American coin. I think I could read dime on it. Now, I don't know my presidents, but is that Roosevelt? You're gonna get cross with me now. But going, no, it's not. It's whoever it is. I don't think it's very old. Is it 1929 I can read? But wow, I mean, okay, it says United States of America, 1 dime. So there you go. A little American coin. It's great finding things like this here, because it's so unusual. Fantastic. sounded very dull. I'm going to dig up a ring pull today to show you what I mean when I say I'm avoiding ring pulls. That sounded almost like it just deep enough. Look at this. Wow, what a treat. I think it's an English Jetton. It's copper, it's got a flower on one side and all sorts of a lovely long cross on the other, with, I suppose, going to be all sorts of bits and pieces on it. I don't know what else it could be. It's not a European Jetton, and it's sort of keeping, the English Jettons did copy the coinage much more closely. They like to have a long cross sometimes, and even the sort of monarchy looking chap on the other often. In this case it's a flower and a load of writing. But my God, that's special. That's seriously special, because they're not common, these. I mean, they're quite rare. What a day I'm having. As I said, I'm going to dig up a ring pull today to show you what I mean. By which I mean I have the certain sounds which sound wonderful, but just to avoid. Hi there, and welcome to headquarters. God, it is absolutely filthy out there today. Not even Tasky's gone outside yet. He's just sitting there. You might just get him on camera. Anyway, we had to have a very quick look at this English Jetton. English Jettons are quite rare. I have done a video on Jettons. I always bang on about that. I'm going to do another video on Jettons because I find so many, I think it's worth it. To cut a story short, in the 13th and 14th century, you have English Jettons starting in the reign of Edward I in this country. You then tend to get, after that 14th, 15th century, the French Jettons come in, and then after that, even though they did exist from the 14th century onwards, the most common ones which are found are the ones from Germany, typically the Nuremberg Jettons of the Krauwinkel family. Anyway, and just in case you don't know, they were used as money counters for, basically, there were either boards or sheets which were arranged like an abacus, and the Jettons were used in order to stack them up along these lines to do their calculations. That's basically what they're reckoning counters. In later times they become gaming pieces and things like that, and chips, but to start off with, that's what they were, and the English ones are quite rare. Now, the Portable Antiquities scheme has a very good section on English Jettons. They tend to, I think they come in 3 different stages, but as I said, the earliest ones are late 13th century, starting in the reign of Edward I, and they typically take very much after pennies of the day. If you look at this one, it's exactly the same size, and there's a long cross, very obviously, on the reverse side, and in each quarter, I think there's either a lion or what looks like a koala bear, but I don't think it can be a koala bear. I think they must be lions or cats of sorts, or maybe bears. And then on the other side is a rose and some sort of legend on the outside. Though I'm led to believe from the Portable Antiquities Scheme website that even if there is a legend, which is quite rare in these very early ones, it doesn't mean anything. It's sort of gobbledygook. And here's a new word. If you, like me, you didn't know this. It's called, English Jettons are epigraphic, that is, they lack a legend. Sometimes examples that carry legends are nonsensical. So I think that's what this is, because I can definitely see a legend on this side. They also typically have a hole on, a little dented hole on one side, and I think that's something to do with the minting or the sort of process of actually making these. Now, the Culture website, which I have mentioned quite a lot recently, and for good reason, because it's a brilliant reference guide. They have got a very similar one here, but it says rare English Jetton 1345 to 1355, late pictorial issues of the mid-century. This type with the obverse as a rose is not in Michener, who is one of the authorities on English Jettons apparently. But there is a very similar one here, even though it has pellets in the cross and not koala bears. But anyway, not only is it an English Jetton, but it is absolutely mint. It looks like it was dropped the day it was made, and I'm absolutely thrilled. I can count on one hand the amount of English Jettons I've found. That is just an absolute beauty. I'm completely
completely thrilled. I'm over the moon. I found a couple of really beautiful early continental ones recently. So in the next video, I'm going to do a little bit of a talk on the continental Jetton types. Meanwhile, I'm going to keep coveting this, but I'll take you back to the fields.
Oh, and I've got a couple of things to show you as well. So this is, that would be wonderful anywhere but here. It's not quite a double beat, but it's, I'd bet anything it's a ring pull. I'm going to show you this only because I bang on about the amount of ring pulls and stuff. It could possibly be a bit of very modern coinage, but whatever it is, it's not old. And I've done so many videos from up here just to show you what I bang on about when I talk about not digging shallow targets. Not in there. It's in there. I bet it's something good now, and I'm gonna be okay, it's not a ring pull, it's a Roman coin. That's really annoying. I specifically chose a target that was not too near the surface. I didn't want it to be a double, but it would be this would be something I'm afraid I would avoid on a normal day, because more often than not it's a ring pull. Now look, it's not any great shakes, but it looks to be quite early. It's probably barbarous. I don't have a clue what's going on it. Yes, it looks very barbarous, doesn't it? See my last video about barbarous coins if you don't know about them. I hope you find it interesting, but that absolutely, I don't think that could be anything else. Bit of dodgy writing on one side, pointy face, don't know what's going on the other, but it feels nice. It's definitely seen better days. Oh my God, I'm really cross about that. Who else would be annoyed by it not being a ring pull? I don't know. That was very borderline, but I probably on a normal day would have not dug that. So what does that say about me? I don't want to know. Let's not even go there. And I also just found this really lovely sort of Elizabethan spectacle buckle in really nice condition. There's a lot of these up here. They do come out jolly nice. I'm pleased with that. And something a bit more modern, but also in very nice condition. A few musket balls, a few pennies, but a load of rubbish. That's all the rubbish I'm digging, by the way, for those who like seeing rubbish. A little Girl Guide badge. And with a 3-leaf clover, or whatever their emblem is. So that's quite nice. Well, here's a pretty little thing. Gave a tiny signal. Not bloody surprised either, are you? Look, tiny little bit of copper in the shape of a shell. Looks like it's had some gilding. And look, you can see from the back that it's a mount of sorts. Hey, you can hear me, I've not got my thing plugged in. Look, you can see from the back where it would have been a belt mount of sorts. I don't know how old it is. It looks to be quite pressed, so I'm not sure. Maybe it's modernish. But jolly pretty, look at that. Isn't that lovely? Lovely little thing. God, I'm having a good day today. Woo. God, never before have I wanted so badly to end on a ring pull. But now I want one. I can't. Can I find one? No, I can't. And I'm not going to stay out just to find a ring pull. I'm really annoyed. I mean, I've dug Oh God, those bloody planes. I've done 10 or 15 ring pulls today, dodgy ones, like that one. I would have given anything that one was one as well. That's lovely. That's one of the best signals I've had all day. And we're going to end on this unless I find a ring pull back to the car. Is this going to be a deep ring pull? I wonder. Well, it's the perfect depth. It's just on the top there. I wonder. I really wasn't sure about today when I came out. I didn't have any strong feelings either way, but bloody hell, it's been one of the best ones I've had in a long time. It's another tiny little Roman coin. They're not in very good condition. Most of the ones I find here are absolutely wonderful. That's not great. I can see a god on one side. It's got all sorts of, and it's very barbarous as well by the look of it. It's a radiate. There's a bit of writing on it, and a little bit of, I can see a sort of crappy man. That's barbarous all day long. That really is. You're not going to get more barbarous than that. That you can see a very pointy man on one side, and then the sort of dodgy god on the other. We will end on that. Thank you very much for watching. That was really good fun. God, I enjoyed that. Nice to be here, and it's nice and warm. Hopefully spring's on its way, especially after the last snowstorms. Anyway, see you next time.